Welcome, I'm Brenda Swirczynski. I am the Educational Facilities Planner at Fluger Architects, and I am so excited to have our guest with us today, Sabrina Dowell. She is a sixth grade science teacher in Northwest ISD at Leo Adams Middle School, and someone I've known for many years and had the pleasure and honor to work with for many years. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine. Anytime you call and ask me something, the answer is always yes. So
It takes a village, that's for sure.
Yes, it does.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got to the place that you are now career-wise.
Okay. Well, I am a science teacher through and through, so much so that I have a menagerie of animals at home, and from chickens to lizards and sugar gliders and all kinds of things in between. And can't forget the Madagascarians and cockroaches. So it's because of you that I have them. So that's my daily life with my husband. And outside of that, I embrace that science teacher life all the time. And I've been teaching this is my 11th year in education. And most of it has been at Birdville with you. And I loved my time there. I wanted to branch out and see what the middle school life was about, and also just to be closer to home. And I needed that change to reinvigorate myself in the education field. And let me just tell you, it certainly has reinvigorated myself. I mean, the campus that I work at is amazing, and the kids that I work for and work with are the most wonderful kids. And so it's been a blessing to go there and experience secondary.
So I know you, and I know you are a naturally gifted teacher. Did you always want to be a teacher?
No, actually, I didn't. I definitely did not follow that traditional go to college route. In fact, I was not sure I was even going to graduate high school. And I was that Title I child for about early elementary on, that was at risk for not graduating, and that definitely had its effect in high school. And between just having some great educators that inspired me to keep going, and I didn't start college until I was 22, and then I didn't even get serious until I was about 25, and then I was 30 by the time I graduated. And so through that, I actually was working at a preschool. Around 22, I took a preschool position with all my high school friends because they had been, working with kids forever. And so I thought, well, let me try this. And so about a month in, the ladies that ran the place, they, gave me my first interview after a month, and they said, are you sure you've never done this before? You're a natural. And so just with all of those experiences and all those teachers that really made a difference in me getting, to go to college and graduate high school, I decided that, that I want to be that teacher. I want to be the one for even just for one kid that says she's the reason that I'm finishing.
That's awesome. And so that sounds like a really interesting path, not necessarily a straight line from A to B, but I would argue that the ones that meander a bit do give us different senses of ourselves and give us different experiences. But I do want to kind of go back to little Sabrina when you were a child. What was your thought for a career when you were little?
Actually, I really wanted to be an architect. I would spend my, afternoons in the driveway drawing houses, and I've just always been drawn to buildings. And oddly enough, my mom, as a kid, for some reason, I had this fascination with going and checking out bathrooms in restaurants and things like that. Like, I didn't even go to the bathroom. I just wanted to go see how they decorated the bathroom. So from there, I actually through high school, I wanted to do interior design, and I was even on a path, and this was before kind of the struggle with graduating, but I was on a path to do the Art Institute of Dallas, and I had a teacher that was like, listen, I love your passion. I just want to show you the differences in going to a college like UTA where your credits are transferable versus, an art institute where it's going to be a lot more expensive. And so anyhow, everything, all of my choices have led me to here, and I don't regret a single one of them.
Right. Well, that's really neat. Well, that's something new I learned about you. I don't think I knew that about you before. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about your experiences as a woman, and then thinking about you as a leader to whomever that might be. So how have those experiences kind of affected your leadership?
Well, being in a woman, driven career field, I'm surrounded by women that, whether they're intending to be leaders or not, that I picked up lots of, good habits along the way, and they modeled for me how to handle themselves in situations that were tough situations, or they inspired me to do great things. You inspired me from day one, and you, along with, many other women that I worked with, they really helped to build women up. And I think that is that speaks to me, because I'm very much a cheerleader. I've always been that cheerleader with my friends and help my friends see the good things in them and themselves whenever they couldn't see it in them. And so you kind of have this sisterhood almost in a campus. If you're at a good campus anyway, I hope that every teacher at least has that experience once in their career, because it really does make a difference. You're surrounded by women who just want to help others be successful.
I agree completely. And I know our relationship, you were just starting out with your career, and I was well into my career in education, but I learned as much, if not more, from our relationship than I think.
I mean, we'll have to tally it up one day.
I will. But I also remember hearing a mentor, a woman, tell me, I was in awe of what she had done. She said, we're all just standing on the shoulders of those that have come before us. And so that was a real aha moment. It's like, okay, it's okay for me to build upon. And then she said, then one day you'll do that for others. And that was a defining moment. So I appreciate being able to be part of your journey in any way, that's for sure.
It's amazing. Thank you.
So looking back, what advice would you give to your younger self?
I wasn't a very gritty child growing up, and so.
What do you mean by gritty?
Okay, I wanted to quit everything. And the minute that something got hard, I just quit, and not to any fault of my mom, and she would let me quit. And there was lots of reasons, why. And I don't know. I don't have my own children. I'm sure it's very hard whenever you've got a kid coming home saying that they hate this, they hate that, they want to quit. But I feel that led me to always just give up and run whenever things got challenging. And so I had to recognize that in myself once I was going to college at 22. And it, like I said, didn't get serious till 25. So there was a lot of take the class, drop it, that kind of thing, whenever I finally realized that I gotta have grit. So grit is that ability to push through and see something to the end, no matter how difficult it is. And so my advice to my younger self would be that it is hard and it is going to be tough, but it's going to be worth it, and you're going to be so proud of yourself in the end.
Right.
So that would be my advice.
Yeah, that's great. That's something I think does never go away.
Right. No, it does.
Talking that way to ourselves.
Yes.
Can do it.
Yes,
for sure. So what message would you like to leave for the viewers of this Woman to Woman series that we have there as we're kind of nearing up our time together? What would you like to leave our viewers with?
I think to just always lift anyone up. I mean, women, men, children, doesn't matter. I love to see, people supporting each other. And so I think always give somebody that benefit of the doubt that they can do things. I mean, even if it is hard and even if they do fail, lift them up. I actually found a really great quote from Marie Curie. That I had to type up because I knew I wasn't going to remember it. But she said, life is not easy for any of us. But what of that? We must have perseverance and, above all, confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something, and that thing, at whatever cost, must be attained. And so because that is something that I struggled with, and we all do, right? We all struggle with that confidence. And you just have to believe in yourself. You have to trust yourself, and you just have to keep pushing through.
That's such an amazing quote. I've not heard that before. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And thank you for sharing your time and your story. And thank you for being an educator that makes a difference. We really appreciate it.